say in my life. 9 days in your life. Yes. This will open up your world to a whole other perspective that you didn't even know existed. You know? And the bottom line, I'm telling you, one thing I try to study is human psychology. And this is the last slide, right, guys? One thing I try to study is human psychology. And here's what I learned. Okay? I learned that every single one of us has an internal thermostat. Okay? And that internal thermostat, it is based on something called belief. And so our belief, actually, the enemy inside of you is the biggest enemy you have. If you master the enemy inside of you, then the enemy outside of you can't do anything, can't do any harm to you. And so what we have to do is master the enemy within us. Does that make sense? See, success is not outside of us, it's within us. Right. You know, in fact, it says the kingdom is within us, right? And so all we need to do, guys, is be able to develop that. You know, and they said another way, they said you can't put new wine in old bottles, right? And so you can't make $10,000 a month being the person you are today. Because if the person you are today was going to make you $10,000 a month, you would already be making $10,000. Right? So you have to renew this in order to have this. Does that make sense? And so how do we renew this? We renew this by getting involved in an environment that will develop our mindset. See, you got these muscle men down here. They're all pumped up. They got these big giant muscles, but their brain atrophy. They're not feeding their mind, right? And their mind is the most important thing that you own. It is the greatest gift, greatest creation ever in existence is your mind. But you got your bodies all nice and healthy, all muscular, but you haven't read a book. You haven't exposed yourself to a CD. You're not growing. And you can't earn if you don't grow. And so, guys, the thing is that the path to success leads right through the dumps. Is that most people stay there. See, we didn't come down from heaven, guys. We actually came up through the grind of all the problems and issues that you're having today. But here's what I know. It's like karate. See, when you're in karate, right, what happens is this. Every level that you're at, they test you. And every time you have a test or challenge and you win that test or challenge, that promotes you to the next level. But at every level you go to in karate, the test becomes exponentially harder than the test that got you to the level you're on. And that's because what's happening is that they're testing you to see if you're worthy to move to the next level. And see, we see pressure and we see obstacles, right, as hindrance, as stopping us. That is actually growing you. See, in every obstacle there's a blessing or a lesson in it, right? There's something to learn from it. It's like if you go and you take a math test, my child, and she gets a 60 on the test, that means you weren't ready for the next level of math. There's something you need to learn. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you need to go and do some more work. Does that make sense? And so something is preparing you for the next level. And so that's what happens with these events, guys, is that inside of you right now is a champion. And that champion, what happened, unfortunately, is that all of life and all of society has been bombarding on that champion and bringing out the person who's just afraid of everything. And so what we need to do is we need to remove those layers and those false pretenses, guys. And we need to wash our minds and feed our mindsets and become who we were meant to be. And what I've learned in this business, after 15 years, is that the person I can take RVP as Senior Vice President is the person that believes they can get there. And if you never believe that you can get there, then you'll never go no matter what we do. PBRs are home meetings, so it starts with belief. And these events build belief in you. It takes you from being in the business to the business being in you. You now see yourself getting promoted to RVP and Senior Vice President. You now see your family being promoted to RVP and Senior Vice President. You now see the impact that you can have on your community if you get this money thing out of the way through ACN. And so don't rob yourself of not going to that event. Because that event is the thing that's going to unlock the belief in you and allow you to master this business. See, it's not about getting customers and recruiting and all that stuff, guys. Once you master you guys, then everything else just becomes simple. All right? So here's what I want to tell you. What I want to tell you is this. Is that don't skip the San Diego National Convention. This is your breakthrough moment. And the more obstacles you have to go through, see, here's what we know. We know that the obstacles that you go through are equal and opposite to the reward that you get once you get past the obstacles. So the more obstacles you have to go through to get to San Diego, the happier you can become, because that just means the bigger blessing is on the other side. But if you never get there, guys, you can never go there. So I'm telling you right now, you have to, I don't care if you don't know how you're going to pay for the plane ticket, get registered for the national, and let some things open up. And I'll tell you a personal testimony, and please don't hold this against me, okay? I made a bad investment. Made several, right? And I made some good investments, right? But I made an investment where I lost some money. Anybody ever been somebody? Yeah. Okay. Now, when I lose money, I don't talk about $500 or $5,000 or $50,000. I'm talking about some money I lost, okay? Right. But, and I need to cover that investment, right? But even as I covered, I learned from that. And I learned from what I did wrong. Does that make sense? So I can continue to grow and become better. But, you know, sometimes we move forward on faith, right? Well, I just found out another investment I made is going to give me a 6-figure return on that investment within the next 2 months. And it'll cover the other mistakes that I made. Does that make sense? So my point is that I didn't see that coming. I didn't know it was going to come. I didn't know where it was coming from. I just moved forward. But when I had faith and I just believed, guys, and I took one step after the next, then doors opened up that I didn't even know were there. And that's what happens when you go to these national conventions, that the doors open up that you didn't even know was in existence. So when you register for that event and you say, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know how I'm going to cover this, guys. All of a sudden, the universe bows down and say, that person wants to win. Bow down and let them through. Yes. And when you get to that convention and they build the internal belief in you, and instead of you deciding that you only work $50,000 a year, because when you decide you work $50,000 a year, guess what? If you make more than that, your internal thermostat will kick on and it'll lower the temperature, and then you'll go right back down to $50,000. Right? But if you know you're worth $1 million and you only make $50,000, then all of a sudden your internal thermostat will kick in, the heat will kick up, and all of a sudden you will get your income back to $1 million. That's why people who win the lottery go broke in 5 years, because their internal thermostat did not reset. The external was reset, but not the internal. Okay? And that's why people like Donald Trump, who goes $1 billion in debt, the internal thermostat kick in, and then he's right back to earning $7 billion, because that's what his internal said he was worth, even though the external was out of cohesion with the internal. And so the national convention gets your internal where it needs to be. So that all of a sudden, guys, you do the work to get to where you need to go. So with that, get ready for the national convention. We're going to put on a quick 5-minute video promotion just to give you some insight into what that convention is. But when I went to that convention, it changed my life forever. And I want that for you, and I want that for the people that you know, and the people you know on down that you're going to touch by the decision you make to go to the convention. All right? So thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all time. All right?